Am I the asshole for telling my fiancée we should call the wedding off if she doesn't approve of my female best man? So I, 28 male, proposed to my girlfriend Jasmine, 24 female, back in March. Earlier this week, she and I were talking about wedding plans. She already picked out who her bridesmaids were and was asking me about my groomsmen to see who'd pair up with who. I told her who I wanted and let her know that my best man was actually going to be my best friend Kate, 27 female. Jasmine kind of freaked out and was really adamant about her not being the best man. I asked her why, and she listed a lot of reasons, none of which I believed. She said that it'll look weird in the photos, that it'll be weird when Kate has to walk down the aisle with her maid of honor, that she doesn't want Kate to be distracting to the guests, that Kate is too short to stand next to a bunch of 6-foot-plus guys. I told her her reasons were ridiculous. She told me that I should respect her wishes for the wedding and gave me suggestions for other best men's. I know the real reason might be jealousy, but I just don't want to drop it and go along with her insecurities. We ended up getting to a big argument. Jazz was so upset that I wasn't budging on my stance, and I was mad that she was acting so irrational. She was being accusatory about why I wanted Kate in the wedding so bad. I finally told her that if she doesn't want to let me have this, maybe there shouldn't be a wedding at all. She got really angry and told me that I should just leave our apartment. So I've been couch surfing at my friends for the past couple of days. Not Kate, by the way. The last time I tried to talk to Jazz, she was asking me if I was ready to come and apologize, and I said no. Because I don't really want her to think that she was right about forbidding me from letting Kate be in the wedding. And before anyone asks, no, Kate and I have never been sexual or romantic. She's been one of my closest friends and introduced me to my current social circle. We survived grad school together, and she's been with me through highs and lows of my life, and it seems insane to not include her in my wedding. Jazz and Kate know each other, but they aren't really friends. And over time, Jazz got used to me having a close female friend without being jealous or mistrusting. Or so I thought. So, what do you think? Am I the asshole for suggesting of calling the wedding off if Jazz doesn't approve of my female best man? Edit 1. I should mention Jasmine has never acted this way before, and is usually pretty easygoing and understanding. She tried to get me back to apologize, but we're both hard-headed when it comes to what we want. I don't want to call off the wedding, and I get why Jazz was upset by me saying we should. But I wanted her to know how serious I was. Edit 2. No idea if anyone will read this. I didn't want to make a whole new update post since it's only been a day, but anyways. I went back home today after cooling off, and Jazz and I had a long talk. I'm not going into the details, however. TLDR, we're not calling off the wedding, but we're gonna talk about this more and try to come up with a mutual solution. Just to address a few things I've seen a lot in the comments. No, Kate is not single. Jazz and Kate are friendly, but they aren't friends. I'm not very close to any of Jazz's friends either. Kate and I have known each other for almost 7 years. I've been with Jazz for 2. I am not attracted to Kate, and we're not going to run off in the sunset together. Stop watching bad rom-coms. It's 2020. I can be friends with a woman without wanting to sleep with her. I'm not choosing another woman over Jazz. If Kate were a man and Jazz didn't want him in the wedding, I'd have the right to be pissed. But since Kate's a woman, suddenly I don't love my fiancé enough? That is BS. Oh, and if you've implied I'm gonna have an affair or already cheated, please just fork off. So, what do I think about the whole situation? At first glance, this felt like a home run, not the asshole story. The bride overreacts, the groom stands his ground, easy. However, the more I read, the more I realize that assumption doesn't hold. So, what do we actually have? Our boy here wants his female best friend as his best man. Fiancé objects. Her reasons sound superficial. Photos, height, it'll look weird. He interprets her discomfort as jealousy. He escalates by saying maybe there shouldn't be a wedding at all. He leaves. Both of them stood their ground. And eventually, they agreed to talk it through. So, some important details. He's known Kate for 7 years and he's been with Jazz for 2 years. Jazz has never acted like this before. These things matter. Because the way I see it, there's no actual pattern of jealousy, no accusation of cheating, no demand to cut Kate off, no history of insecurity. She seems to only object specifically to the wedding role. Now, what's actually being threatened here? From his perspective, loyalty to a long-term friend, personal autonomy, the principle that men and women can be close friends without suspicion. From her perspective, symbolism, public optics, comfort on her wedding day, the simple structure of a very traditional ceremony. And we have to remember, a wedding isn't just logistics, it is also symbolic. Who stands beside you should matter. Alright, now that we've cleared out the clutter, things get a little bit more obvious. From my perspective, this isn't really about the best man. It's more about symbolism and emotional safety. On principle, he isn't wrong. A woman can absolutely be a best man. It is 2020 after all. Men and women can be close friends without having any romantic tension. So that was never the issue. The issue was what that role represents. A best man isn't just another guest. That is the person standing closest to you, holding the rings, giving the speech, representing your circle. For some people, that role carries weight. And even if her reasons sound surface level, the discomfort itself shouldn't be dismissed. So here's where he really slipped up. Instead of asking, why does this matter to you? He assumed insecurity. And once you mislabel someone else's discomfort, you shut down the conversation. Because now, it's no longer about understanding, it's about defending pride. And then, he escalates to, maybe we shouldn't have a wedding after all. That is not firmness, that is nuclear. You cannot threaten the entire marriage over a wedding party disagreement unless it's turning to a power struggle. At that point, it stops being about Kate. It becomes being about ego. And to be fair, she didn't articulate herself well either. If this was about symbolism or comfort, then say it clearly. Don't hide behind logistics, about photos and heights, or about it being weird. Be direct. Say what you feel. So, what is my verdict? Well, I don't know about you, but he's not wrong for wanting Kate as his best man. She's not irrational for feeling uncomfortable about the symbolism. But both of them escalated instead of understanding. And here's the real question. If they can't navigate this without ultimatums and couch surfing, are they really ready for marriage? Because you see, marriage will bring challenges far heavier than this. And if this turns into threats and standoffs, that is not about Kate. That is about emotional maturity. So, Reddit, what do you think? Who is the real asshole? Or is there any?